I want to say this clearly and calmly because the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good during a confrontation with ICE in Minneapolis is already being used to push us back into the chaos of 2020. And I'm not going there again. We can mourn a loss of life and still tell the truth. We can care deeply and still refuse propaganda, disorder, and the erasure of personal responsibility. What I'm seeing right now is that familiar pressure to shut down discernment, to suspend facts, and to emotionally blackmail people into adopting a narrative before the truth is even clear. I watched that mindset burn cities, destroy trust, and tear communities apart. And I refuse to play that game again. Scripture reminds us of something we desperately forgot. Romans 13 tells us that authority exists to restrain evil and preserve order, not to be demonized by default. And Proverbs teaches that wisdom listens before it speaks and seeks understanding before judgment. That does not mean law enforcement is above accountability. It does mean authority itself is not evil and rebellion is not a virtue. What we lost in 2020 was the ability to hold two things at once: compassion and responsibility, grief and truth, and justice and order. A vehicle does not stop being dangerous because emotions are high. Commands do not stop mattering because a story is compelling. And facts do not disappear because outrage is louder. Justice without chaos means we insist on truth before action. We allow investigations to do their work, and we refuse to let grief be weaponized into disorder. The Bible never calls us to mob justice, and it never calls us to abandon wisdom for feelings. It calls us to be sober-minded, restrained, and grounded in truth, especially when emotions are running hot. This is not about hard hearts, it is about clear ones. We can pray, we can mourn, and we can still say we are not burning everything down again. If this encouraged you and helped you think clearly, subscribe for more truth each week. I'm Arch Kennedy, bold, unfiltered, and unafraid.